Yeah. He's always, like, that's his hobby. He whittles. When he gets onto a planet, he fishes, but mostly on the ship, he just collects pieces of wood or whatever he can get his hands on and likes to carve.
Okay, so we'll put this at about... We'll put this at about 3 years in, then.
Okay, 3 years in is a good
she's
time.
known him for 3 years, which leads a pretty solid knowing him then. And this will be when she catches him. Hell, we could even set it to like one of the other times. Maybe they had docked for some vacation or something. I'm sure they've docked at other places before, because I know Hana usually squirrels away for those.
Yeah, he usually doesn't come out. Alright. Sounds good.
So it could be... I'm trying to think. I kind of almost imagine, like, the ship is docked, like, actually, like, on planet side. Does it actually dock on planet? It does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
or is it
sometimes.
dock at a station and then the shuttle comes down?
I think it depends on where we stop.
Okay. Because if it does planet side, then I kind of almost imagine, like, the ship is, like, you know, it's landed and, you know, one of the cargo holds is open and just vibing there in a chair or something.
Yeah.
Get some
Sorry,
sunlight.
I just blanked. I completely blanked on the last thing you said, and I just responded with a haha yes.
No,
sorry, can you just repeat that again, please?
You're good. I was saying, so ship for this particular RP, and then we can just retcon it if it turns out our ship doesn't do this.
Yep, sounds good. Sounds good.
Is planet side, and like one of the hangars is open.
Right.
So sunlight can stream in and get some airflow, but also just like some chairs are just set up and vibing.
Nice. Alright then. Ram will probably just be vibing in one of the chairs.
Okay. This could be... I kind of have this idea of Lorne coming back from wherever she had went out to. She comes back to the hangar, and she's got a one of those big sun hats.
Aww.
And a cute little... Is it sundress? Is that what they're called?
Yep. That's adorable. She's got the full summer outfit on.
Yeah, she's got a sundress. And then she probably was wearing some specialized sandals or something.
Gotta keep her long toes comfy.
Well, I mean, she's walking on dirt.
Well, Ram's just vibing, leaning back in one of the chairs. He's got his sunglasses on, his hat on backwards, and it's time to fucking party. No. He's got his sunglasses on. His shirt, his off for ones, is just balled up behind his head as a pillow, and he's just lying there. He looks up as Lorne comes back.
You know, I'm gonna have to draw that because that's probably a pretty hot scene.
Lorne with her gorgeous little sun outfit, and Ram's just there like a goblin.
A hot goblin, thank you very much.
Fair enough.
He said he's even shirtless right now, man.
He's got a tan, man. He doesn't get the chance to be in the sun that often in space.
Definitely. She's probably working up a little red line. Where her hat has not saved her. Because her sun hat is like obscenely huge.
Well, then Ram will see her coming like that, and he'll push his sunglasses up on his head and reach around next to the chair and hold up a bottle of water and offer it to her.
Oh, thank you. She says as she steps on board, probably a little wobbly, feeling the exhaustion. And just kind of, as elegantly as she possibly can, collapsing next to him.
He kind kind of looks over a little concerned. You alright over there?
I just wasn't used to the gravity. And I think the cocktail's wearing off right now. So I started making my way back, but I underestimated how far.
You, good Foley work. You went for a bit of a walk, huh?
Yes, it was a good walk.
How far'd you make it?
She squints out into the brightness. A bit.
Alright then.
Where
Fair enough.
the strip mall, or whatever that's called, is out over there. And she flaps her hand in a very general direction.
Space strip mall.
Yes.
Ram just looks in the very general direction, sees nothing, and he goes, of course, of course.
Thank you for the water.
Yeah, you're welcome.
She takes another drink. A long drink.
You should, next time you try that, maybe take some with you.
Yes, probably.
Real though, you doing alright? It doesn't seem like you're having a good time.
Oh, I'm having a great time. I just
Okay.
need to catch my breath. How are you?
Well, better than you. Doing just fine. He checks her over one more time. She's actually alright, right? She's just a bit tired.
She's physically fine. A little exhausted, but it's not heat exhaustion or anything. Just, worked up a good sweat. It was a good long hike for her.
You just pop his sunglasses back down over his eyes and sit back in his chair. Relax again.
How is
Just,
the carving thingy?
Oh, it's going well. He pulls out his latest project. It's just a tiny, crunched up little flower.
She makes a little oohing noise.
Kind of like an unformed blob at the moment, but you can tell there's a petal there somewhere.
What would it be?
We're figuring that out as we go. Probably generic flower number 5.
Could it perhaps not be so generic? Might I place a request?
Well, depends what you got in mind.
A sunflower.
Sunflower for the sunny girl, huh? Alright.
Yes. And she will proffer a small basket that she had been carrying, and up to this point it was covered. And in it she pulls it back, and there's little like baby sunflowers in there. Because I'm pretty sure
Cute.
they can form
Yeah, they can be
smaller
small.
sizes too.
Yeah.
Right?
There are similar plants that aren't classified as sunflowers but look the same, but they're just smaller too. Ram will take a peek in. He reaches down and he grabs one. Oh, thought you went to the mall. Where'd you get these?
I found them en route from a stand.
Found them? You mean you bought them?
Yes. I found the stand en route. I bought the flowers.
Oh, pretty good quality then. Should get them in some water. Not gonna last long otherwise.
I guess I should. And she looks at the little bottle she was drinking out of.
Ram just looks from her to the bottle and back at her and he goes, that one's for you, along.
Not the flowers.
Do what you want with it.
I have had some. I will place the flowers in these. And she takes some of the flowers and she'll stick them in the bottle.
Ram watches her for a while. He's just kind of turning the sunflower he's got over and over in his hands. He sits back and he puts the sunflower on his lap and he picks up the wood and takes out his knife. He starts tracing over it, just figuring things out. What do you want the sunflower for anyway?
For myself, if that's alright.
It's fine. I'm just curious.
I like sunflowers.
Oh yeah. Holds up the piece of wood, like comparing it next to Lorne's face from his chair. Yeah, that makes sense.
I do like the big ones, but some of them can get very large, and I didn't think it would fit in the basket. And of course, it wouldn't be the whole plant, and that wouldn't make any sense.
You know, you can cut those stems.
I would feel bad about that. I did
maybe
see some, though. They're very bright.
Oh? I'm warning you now, Lorne, I don't do the painting thing.
I will have to find someone who can.
Alright then.
Thank you, Ram.
Looks at him. No need to thank me. You just gave me some inspiration, that's all.
Yes, but I still would like to thank you. She says as she turns some of the flowers like in her hands.
Alright, well, thanks accepted. You know what? He holds up the flower he kind of yoinked for reference. You leave this one with me, we'll call it even.
Alright. Deal.
Deal.
She smiles.
He smiles. You'll start whittling.
She rearranges herself into less of a heap.
He glances over at her, like, you know, a couple of minutes in, and then reaches out a foot and taps next to his chair. You can see there's a cooler with a bunch of bottles and stuff in it. Some snacks. And go ahead and grab what you want from there.
Oh, thank you. And she'll rummage around for something to her taste.
Some good variety. It's not his, obviously. You can tell he's yoinked it from somewhere.
Trent.
Yep.
Probably Trent.
Definitely Trent. Don't touch the meat.
Don't touch the meat, right? And, for shits and giggles, we're gonna say Capri Sun still exists. And she's found one in there and pries it out. And sticks
She enjoys
straw
Capri
in.
Sun.
Yes.
Aww.
The little straw
Okay,
noises once it empties.
Ram just kind of snorts at that and doesn't look up from his carving. Flicks a few of the shavings off and then holds it up, compares it to the flower, and goes back to what he was doing. And he says, "You like exploring then?"
I do. Keeps me busy.
Oh yeah. What, you don't get enough work on the ship?
I do. I also just like to see things.
I can't say I don't relate.
You do not
She's
like
got a
to
lot of-
explore.
No, quite the opposite, actually. It's just surprised you got a lot of energy for somebody who's well, feeling the effects of the planet.
I do not get a chance to be on planet very often.
I guess that'd be true, huh?
Yes.
Did you get much of a chance before you joined us?
I guess I could have. I was busy traveling, though. Answer no.
Seeing the sights. Yeah. Ram just nods. Yeah, seeing the sights in space is pretty important too. It's all new looks, new sights, new places.
It is not so much that.
No.
I mean, it is, but well, we Proxians, we live very far away. And to get here has been a very long travel.
Did you come here with a purpose? Like, you knew you were coming to the Rossi beforehand? Or?
Not to the Rossi in particular. My goal was mainly to get as far as I could for the sake of seeing how far I could get.
Oh, Lord, there's a lot of universe out there you haven't covered yet.
I know. And it is exciting every day. There's like wonder in her voice and eyes. She's not wide-eyed or anything, it's just the wonder there.
Ram kind of looks over at her and he's grinning, but it's a gentle kind of grin, like not his usual kind.
Not the wolfish.
Mm-hmm.
The smug.
Yep. And he just nods his head at her and he says, yeah, I like that outlook.
A lot of colors out there. I usually see there's like purples and I would say blues, but like not kind of sky blues, different.
Deeper?
Yes. You know, like on the spacewalks outside the ship when you look out, you see the galaxies and all their colors. I am used to those. But yellows like this. And she holds the sunflower up. You don't see that on a station.
Yeah, I guess you don't.
I mean, there's under, you know, the lighting we have for ships, artificial light. But under lights, like the sun itself, it is so much more vibrant. Everything is just so much more vibrant.
He carves a line on the face of the flower, and he turns so he's facing more towards you, but he doesn't really look up from his carving, and he says, do you think you'd prefer living on a planet then? You get to see that kind of thing all the time.
At some point, maybe. But I know the few planets we visited, each one is different. And the colors are just a little different, too.
Ah. The wanderlust has got you, hasn't it?
Yes. She looks at him.
He's not looking out, but he's got a little smile playing around his mouth. He's just nodding along. Yeah, it's a familiar feeling.
I know I am still young, and now is the best time to do it.
Not just now. You hold on to that feeling, it'll last your lifetime.
I will try.
Nothing wrong with a little bit of... a few stops along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he glances back up at her. Nothing wrong with not pushing yourself when you don't need to either.
She doesn't look sheepish. If that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is a knowing look in her eye, but there is no fold, no buckle.
He just kind of rolls his eyes, looks back down.
I know my limits.
That you do. Made it back in one piece after all.
I did. Perhaps it was closer than I would willingly admit.
Drink more water, Lorne.
I am.
She says, just holding the bottle. But then she does open it, and will take a sip.
Ren will take a drink too. He's, of course, having beer.
Of course.
I do not
But
know
I need
how
a
you
drink
can
of water.
stand that stuff.
Takes a swig. Pulls a face when she says that and kind of holds the beer up to the light. Yeah, it's an acquired taste. But it makes you feel nice, so why not?
I do not think I have acquired such a taste yet then.
She has absolutely tasted it here and there, obviously, when they offer. And I mean, she does usually have, like, a small, tiny cup whenever, like, the special brew goes around, as, you know, we have seen in the much later times. But she never drinks more than one cup.
He just nods and he says, yeah, it's not for everyone. You're welcome to try it if you want, but, you know, up to you.
I will consider it.
And she starts playing with her flowers. The ones that aren't in the bottle. Mainly just kind of arranging them around in her lap.
Aww.
Feeling their leaves and petals.
Ram will go back to his carving, but he's paying a bit more attention to Lorne at the moment, and after a moment he'll say, hey, you know how to make a flower crown?
I know it in theory.
What a better time than now to learn how to do it.
This is very true. It's like weaving, isn't it?
Very similar principle, yeah.
And she starts her work.
And he will continue to work as she works.
Yay.
Yay!
God, that was fucking adorable.
Oh, I love Lorne so much. That was great. Thank you.
That was so good. Thank you. I love Ram as well.